I'm planning to make rainbow cookies, the famous Italian cookies that was developed actually in the late 1800s and early 1900s. The bakeries in Brooklyn actually started making these cookies. Today we're going to use 4 eggs. We're going to use sugar, flour, salt, food dye. We're going to use raspberry instead of apricot today. We're going to use semi-sweet chocolate. And this is apricot paste, apricot extract, vegetable oil, and 3 sticks of butter. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the apricot paste. We're going to break it up in pieces. See it up here. We're going to break it up in a lot of pieces here. And we're going to put it in our mixer. We're going to let the mixer do its thing. That's what we're planning to do right now. I'll try to make them small pieces. You can. The mixer is just going to take and it's going to start breaking it up pieces anyway. So hold the paste inside, and now I'm going to turn it on. First setting. We're going to let that run for a while. And then after we're gonna put we're gonna add the sugar in a little bit. The sugar as it's going. So we're gonna let that run for a while, and then we're gonna start adding other ingredients to it. Next thing, you got to make sure that you combine the sugar and the paste together. Make it granular, you know, everything's all nice and mix well. You know, you got. Sometimes you have to use the spatula. You know, you turn it off and you make sure to turn it. You know, fix it out from the bottom. You know, and just move it around so that way you make sure that nothing sticks and everything's is going to actually mix together, okay? But while this is doing that, we're going to beat the egg whites. Okay, here we go. You need to make it nice and fluffy. Here we go here. There we go. 3 sticks of butter into the mix. Have the 4 eggs. So I'll let that mix. For about 2 minutes. The flour. And the salt. That's a half a teaspoon. And we're going to mix that really well. of extract, almond extract, just so you know. We're gonna let that mix up. Now we're gonna take it out. Move. I'm gonna tell you something. So, gotta clean this out. Throw it in. Make sure everything's out of here. Put it inside the bowl. You don't want to lose none of the mix. Now we're going to mix the egg whites in it. And we're going to turn it. Just want to go. We'll mix it. We don't want to mix it, just want to combine everything together. We want to make it as fluffy as possible. And you keep going until everything is it's nice and mixed together. Remember, don't just keep turning it up top, just like I'm doing here, until it all mixes in. Now that we have the mix ready, we have to divide it into thirds. So we're going to take, well, a third, another third, more or less. I'm going to make sure that they all more or less equal. A tray with some parchment paper, and now we're going to spread it out. This is one. Now for the other two. Now we have to mix. We're going to mix colors here. Now we're going to have one is red. And mix it up. See, nice. If you want it darker or you want it lighter than that, put less, you put more. And this is our red. And then we're going to do our green. Once this is all mixed, we're going to do the other two trays. Okay, now that I have all three trays already done, first I want to tell you something. Don't think that you can do this by yourself. To put this this mix onto the parchment paper, you need 2 hands. 2 people actually, and 4 hands, okay? So I had someone helping me, holding the parchment paper while I spread it out. So whatever you do, get another set of hands so they can help you do this, because you're not going to be able to do it by yourself, all right? And second, make sure that you preheat your oven to 350 degrees, okay? So what I'm going to do is we're going to put these in the oven for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to take them out so they can cool for about an hour, and then we'll come back. I took them out of the oven after 10 minutes. I let them sit outside at room temperature for about 20 minutes. Then put them in the refrigerator for about a half an hour. All right, we got raspberry in the microwave to soften it up a little bit, and now we're going to spread it. And the one you're going to spread it on first, it's the red. You're going to take half of the jar and you put it under our first layer, and then we're going to use the other half for the next layer. Put the white on top of the raspberry, and now we're going to put more raspberry, and we're going to put some in the microwave, heat it up, and we're going to spread it on here, and then we're going to put the green on top of that. And once we do that, we're putting it in the refrigerator for overnight. Actually, we'll take the parchment paper off, and the last one we're going to leave it on top, and then we're going to put it in the refrigerator overnight, and we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll finish it 12 hours later. Just so you know, this is how I put it in the refrigerator. I put another flat pan on top. That's the way it is, with something heavy on it, and put it 12 hours in the refrigerator. So I'm taking this out now, and I am going to melt the chocolate, and I'm going to put it on top. Okay, I melted the chocolate, and you have to make sure every 20-30 seconds that you go in there and stir it and stir it and stir it. All right, just melt it completely. And once you're satisfied with it, now we're going to take this off, and we're going to pour chocolate on top. I'm going to start with this much first. I don't want to make it too thick. Just want to have a nice, beautiful layer on top, not thick at all. Now that we have it nice and covered, we're going to put it in the refrigerator to cool off. Once it's cooled off, we're going to bring it back out, and we're going to cut them a nice little cube size. Cool off in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes. So have the chocolate get a little hard. All right, so we're going to take it out of the pan, and we are going to put it right here on the board. And what we can do is we're going to trim it, and then we're gonna cut them and make little squares, and we'll put them on the tray. Let's start here. Small little pieces, as you can see. You could get 2 or 3 dozen of these beautiful little Italian cookies. They're moist, delicious. Yeah. I hope you learned something. Bye.